A very warm welcome to Bhutan This Week, our weekly news magazine program with me, Kilatin. Our top stories this week. The nation celebrated the 111th National Day in Samsi. His Holiness the J. Khimpo receives the Order of the Druk-Gyalpo, and the government is working to make Learn and Earn program successful for Bhutanese youth in Japan. Over 20,000 people gathered to take part in the 111th National Day celebrations in Samsi on 17 December. The number exceeded the expected turnover. His Majesty the King, Her Majesty the Gelson, and His Royal Highness the Gelsey graced the event.
The district's football ground was a sea of colors as the big day started off with a grand traditional Chibdral procession. Unlike in other ceremonies, this time the people from Lhotsam community performed the Chibipo. Helicopters flew over the gathering with the national flag and a shower of flowers. Led by the Samsizonda, district officials offered Kusum Thugi Mendrel to His Majesty the King. The highlights of the day remain the Thimpapiji, or the Four Friends dance, symbolizing unity and affection, and the Strong Women competition.
Yes, Samsi Jongkhakma Raja, Raja Rani, Rajkumar आउनु भयो र हामी सबैलाई धेरै खुसी लाग्यो
अन्त हाम्रो त्यसको पिछाडी जे खम्बो आफै बुढो मान्छे हुने यहाँ पाउ कष्ट गर्दिनु भो सामचीमा अन्त त्यो भन्दा खुसी हुने त ठाउँै छैन
आजीहरु आएर मलाई सारो खुसी लाग्यो खाना राम्रो खाए सबै फुल भयो मुडीहरु सबै खुसी लाग्यो मलाई दोर्खामा पनि एकखेप जानु भएको थियो महाराज मलाई हामीलाई खुसी लागेको छ.
The day-long program concluded with Tokha to the people gathered. From Samsi, this is Tamchuzam for BPS News.
Addressing the nation, His Majesty the King outlined the responsibility of the civil servants in nation building. His Majesty also shared appreciation to the four political parties for putting the people first in the pledges during the run-up to this year's National Assembly elections.
The students of Garagil Tronsepna Dumiki, Missegi, Tab Madio, Kidu, Tsage, Rewa reaches to Semko Jabe, the Sanamgi Laben, Rida Semjiki to Duma to Bigi Tsage. Tunchu the Shinju Malamigi Kagi, the Diswe Senigi Kelam, the Kachu the Lamme, Toto Yumi Lamswe, the Chokajap, Lejimzo. Lam misale lam saptunigi kelam. The dudatum de jutin mobile the internet de chap chetotobe zoigulu. Sanamgi tungung de zonsigi sago. Zomdele rangi bunda shuda tuntumgi gonse tope. The mapatanjulu di student sopa garegi ngachiregi misegi babkungdi. Gade tata yasenigi tablam tundube chachi shuni selaptomda ngareti go the same gail.
His Majesty reiterated on the responsibilities of the civil servants from the 2013 National Day Address. His Majesty said, governments will change after every 5 years, but civil servants must ensure the country is on the right path of sustainable development.
The yuntingi tsachingi gengu segale, gyakabgi rawaranse the sujo, danse tabnil, lamsu zamsu, Nyamma chupa bejani. Rangi netang nyensung beni. Gyakab gar de chiga tunlam lejim bezoni. Pende drubi gyakab gi ngota da mingtam di gonle gondu peni gi genku suil. Da pina ni gi yuntu de chodub di kawalak shiopsulu dod. Namkyuna bawachin zonka kechi geo nijanga yugo yuri yusachip. Lotar jindu shiupsu padatsu jo joseimbala. Yugogi netang, misegi nosong tangtang, tsage kidu rewa rishisu kawa tappe shiupsu ki ta shego pile. 피 개갑을 베르라 로터 진도 개갑 많이 듭나 때 시업수 파드수 조세 다 잠링기 내땅 lamlu the gakap mai dribigi rikpa sapse te shiopsugi ta lejin be shion te ta jutoble beru mitoble beru chuduble beru kawal hape shiopsulu chambel ta jungi gakabi chalaje misigi detab the kitablu zidibe genbak labodalu te shiopsugi japchupi
His Majesty also reminded the large number of civil servants in the country that they must ensure scarce public resources are efficiently utilized so that the people receive the ultimate benefits.
이루라 년가에 밑면 년가 bomsho 데레셈 바야쇼니 디말 타마 개컵나루 시옵수기 라베오다 타마듀 톤 조가 맞아가자 라미유 년구마다 튀쇼손 지다미 로기샤 사디베 내급지 뜬 비워진 레시미 찌기 베미딘 찌기 마두불레라 마시 미마 예자마 디기 튀섬수 레짐베 디마수블레텐 데 노손디 가데베 레짐베 타 자기 둥드치라 바루 데 노메데티 조마토베갈레 탄줄루 게캅기 고갑베 장 중에 체치리기 미미데 뒤세 라시치라 바토타니기 냥카 bombe 토멜
Given the relatively small size and an even smaller population of our country, His Majesty reminded that Bhutan can and should excel in any field.
마치 개갑디 중국라가베 밀로베 감밀 젠더 마도기 펜디두비 개갑일 등한레 랍두숨베 다 개갑 중국지 벤디기 차라까지 제로 로어 잡베 제술 같이 제로 로어 조베 제술 로 개갑 샹가 로추담 고가지 같이 로치니나로 제술 로 개갑 샹가로 로치니 고가지 같이 도치니나로라 찰라수 제술 다 달라파 랑기 개갑나로 찰라까지 제로 로어 잡 로어 레오 젠더 마도베 제니디 남에 섬에 같이 오버를 정말 다 경우 뒤치 유리 유스집날로 주도다 말하기 멜롬 집이니 더 멜롬디 주님이 해마다 조어를 될 뒤치기 멜롬데 구루름 붙이기 징길라비기 배울 차세석이 땐 딘지기 밤 샵둥어 남게다 얍제 땅바 두게시바 지미싱이 원치 조기 밴드 두비기 약합날로 데키기 님샤 뒤 아따라 미세수 가토토 키통토 다 뒤치기 로어디 상피기 로디 레주세 멜롬타빌 데 미세 가르로 다리 경우 뒤치기 데 다시 들려율
In recognition of unwavering service for the well-being of the country and its people, His Holiness the Jekembo was awarded the country's most prestigious and highest honor, Ngada Pilgi Kholo, the Order of the Drukgyalpo, by His Majesty the King at the National Day celebrations in Samsi.
His Majesty the King confers the award on behalf of the people of Bhutan.
유비날레 봄쇼데라 마더벨기 콜로인 대하마 차치 베미지 나이지 제추즈다 융케자루피 대젠 가게 도도미 다두치 마디비텐디 디립즈메 마체라 가라 나삼지 정건들로 가토토 키통토 레짐베 좀듭다 더 고급 존디 더 나라카툴레 맨 데 미세기 구잡 숨집에 나라기 박디베 배신다 나저래 제겜 루피니
It is the highest decoration awarded in recognition of a lifetime of service to the people and the country. His Holiness began his monastic education at an early age. His Holiness received and passed down numerous empowerments in various scriptures and blessings. His Holiness served as the Dojulebe of the Central Monastic Body in 1995 and was enthroned as the 78th Jigkhenpo in 1996 at the age of 41. Ever since his enthronement, most monasteries and temples across the country have been hosting Milam Chemu, the great prayer ceremony, annually. Order of the Dugabo was founded by His Majesty the King in 2008 to honor those who have a lifetime of service to the people and country. Also called Mada Pelgi Kolo, or the Order of the Dugabo, was first awarded to Her Majesty the Royal Grandmother Gyalum Gezang Churin Wangchuk and Jabje Tizur Tenzin Tendrup in 2008. From Samsi, this is Game for BBS News.
Coinciding with the National Day celebrations in Samsi, His Majesty the King awarded the Order of Druk Thukse to the Election Commission and National Order of Merit to 4 employees of the Bhutan Broadcasting Service.
The Chief Election Commissioner along with 2 commissioners received the award on behalf of the Commission. Duk Thukse, Heart Son of Bhutan, is awarded as an institutional medal to the Election Commission for the successful conduct of the 2018 elections. It is also for the strengthened public awareness on elections that the Commission created since the first elections began in 2008.
tukсиги там마디 짝툴 헨솔로 나암베베 데 나제 짝투 헨소기 자상 종컬로 차주미디수다 짝투 헨소 대왈로 차주미디수 천년 개와장이 있으시니.
4 television anchors from the Bhutan Broadcasting Service received the National Order of Merit Silver. It was awarded for the successful coverage of the 2018 elections. As the faces of the organization, they played meaningful roles as moderators of constituency dialogues and debates.
손바서들로 내가 저래기 갔길래 남이 쌤이 대쌤기 dinlara kadi kaso bombera yu 근데 디즈메기 땅마 슈츠미데 가라 좀 지기면 내가 제 장다 레슨기 대선 때 이잖아 라비메 가라게 선담 지텐데 두블레 덴디기 베데터에 디즈음 토블레 덴디기 달래 봐야 돼 하담지 본도 주디기 베데가라 카톨레 차슈르기 캘런 비도슈델.
His Majesty the King founded the National Order of Merit on the 7th November 2008 to honor distinguished and meritorious services to the state. For Brahma Sultan String in Samsi, Game for BBS News.
His Majesty the King offered prayers at the Shivalaya Temple in Samsi. His Majesty the King was accompanied by Her Majesty the Gelson and His Royal Highness the Gelse.
The Shivlaya Mandir was constructed upon the command of His Majesty the King and was inaugurated in February 2016, coinciding with the birth of the Gelse. A prayer ceremony was held at the Mandir leading up to the National Day celebrations for the successful conclusion of events and for the well-being of the country and people. The mandir, which has been constructed out of carved sandstone and features marble statues of Lord Shiva and other deities, was built around a sacred site where a small mandir previously stood. Yesterday, His Majesty granted Tokha to the organizers, participants and volunteers involved during the National Day celebrations. His Majesty thanked them for their contributions in making the day a success. From Samtsi, this is Sharaf Doji, PBS News.
Bhutan will now graduate from the United Nations Least Developed Countries category to a lower middle income country in 2023. Bhutan was actually scheduled to graduate from this category in 2021. However, the extension of the standard 3-year transition period by yet another 2 years was endorsed in the UN General Assembly held in New York last week.
Foreign Minister confirmed the 12th 5-year plan will be the last plan as a least developed country. Bhutan will now graduate from a LDC category to a lower middle income country by 13th December 2023.
They have asked us to develop a smooth transition strategy over the next 5 years to ensure that transition takes place in a sound and sustainable manner. So we would like to say that the government welcomes the progression towards eventual graduation from the LDC category, and this is a testament to the achievements that have been made by Bhutan in socio-economic development. So Bhutan's 12th 5-year plan will be the last plan as LDC.
He also added, the 12th 5-year plan will address the last mile challenges in all sectors and ensure that Bhutan will graduate with a strong economy. Once it graduates from the LDC category, it will be placed among the developing countries list. This would mean no foreign aid and LDC-related supports thereafter. However, the country will continue to receive other foreign aid as most existing donors' aid to Bhutan is not tied to Bhutan's LDC status. This is Pasang Doji for PBS News.
Calling back those Bhutanese youth who went to Japan through the Learn and Earn program is not the solution. Prime Minister Dr. Lotus Sring said instead, the government is working on various interventions to make the program successful. Recently, there have been reports on social media of Bhutanese youth in Japan facing financial and mental pressures. They have to work for extra hours to pay off their loans and meet their living expenses as well as attend regular classes.
If it is the loan part, we will try to look into this. But legally speaking, they opted to take it there. Legally, it's their fault. But socially, we understand the situation. Loan outstanding kadim. If government comes in to pay that, what can we do? Or should we waive off the interest so that they can be little comfortable to base chi top pachi chacha chi economic pressure chi da loan payback gi problem mip chi zomisuka ase ngachigi ni out of the pocket beni la memela te khongi phagi ru technical internship program chi dula. That is a much better program me, but that is profession based me internship program me where they are also paid little more. So ani to ngache the Japanese ambassadors chi discuss be, see if we can qualify them our students into that so that they earn little more, work environment becomes little better.
To put an end to ever-increasing water woes in the country, the government is on its way to adopt a different mechanism. Prime Minister shared this after one of the reporters asked him about the government's pledge to establish a separate agency to address water issues in the country.
Prime Minister Dr. Lotus Sring said the government will open a central coordinating agency that is specifically responsible for catering to water needs of the masses. At present, the system of handling the water problems is quite haywire. Several agencies such as the National Environment Commission, Agriculture Ministry, Public Health Department and the local government are involved in it.
You start reading from those 5, 6, 7 plan le gutul hapta mela. Bathing nalo, water is important. End of the plan nalo could not be achieved. Through another plan starts is important. End of the plan nalo could not be achieved, said you know Shunibi. 11th plan started with a lot of impetus on water, irrigation, drinking water. It ended by saying could not be achieved. Again, we are starting this water. So if we let it happen in the same manner, I can already see the end of 12th plan nalo could not be achieved, said Shunibi.
Prime Minister added, the initiative will be a flagship program where the central government will give utmost attention.
Che mishu the BPC na call bedo zumbe china chuchep the call besuki number chipuni se shunibela. That is the ultimate thing that we want to have. Sani bendigi tutsage maji te ngachigiti we are looking into it very seriously se shunibi.
According to the Royal Audit Authority's performance reports released in June this year, most of the households in the country do not receive water supply 24/7. Pemal Harden for BBS News.
Women in rural areas will be eligible for maternity allowance only if they give birth in hospitals in the country. This is expected to improve the health of both mother and child. The government will frame criteria to provide the allowance for rural women.
Maternity death, PPH, bleeding after delivery, this is all happening outside institution delivery. CP, brain damage, all happening at birth delivery at homes. Ngachigi inclusion criteria, as it comes, you will know, is there should be 100% antenatal checkup. All should be Bhutanese hospital-born babies. All the mothers and the newborns up to 6 months will attend twice a month clinics, so that all these issues will be picked up on time. Only those mothers and babies will be included.
Thank you for investing your time. This is Kilidem saying goodbye.